Hi everybody, we're back with another algebra lesson today. Today's lesson 4, and you should have a new folder with all of the stuff you need in it. And then you're also going to need the folder from the last algebra lesson for the supplies that are in there. Okay, so take everything out of your new folder, and then in your old folder you're going to need your calculator, your pencil, your dot marker, and this vocabulary sheet for the unit, okay? And then for Gary and Ashlyn, you should also take out your glue stick for the papers you'll glue down, okay? So go ahead and do that now if you haven't already. And then we'll get started. Okay, the first thing we're gonna look at is the vocabulary sheet for today. So go ahead and take yours out, or you can look at mine right here. The first word is data. All right, data is all of the information that we put on our graph. All right, what is the second word right here? Go ahead and read it. The second one right here. We have dot plot. Good. Dot plot is a type of graph that has all these different dots on it to show you the amount for each number down here. Okay, what is our next vocabulary word? We have a histogram. A histogram has all these bars right here on the graph, and then the numbers down at the bottom are intervals. Okay, so it goes, the first one says 1 through 5, so this number is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The second one is numbers 6 through 10, so it includes numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and then it keeps going. All right, what is the next vocabulary word? Go ahead and read it. All right, we have axis. So here we have two different types of axes. All right, so we have the x-axis, which goes this direction across, okay? And then we have the y-axis, which goes this direction. All right, what is the next word we have here? Horizontal. So horizontal goes left to right, like the horizon, right? Left to right. So that's going to be our x-axis, left to right is horizontal. All right, what is our next vocabulary word right here? Go ahead and read it. We have vertical. Vertical goes up and down, just like a tree. It's very tall, so it goes up and down, right? So our y-axis goes up and down. Good. What is our next vocabulary word? Right here at the bottom. Data set. So our data set is all the numbers that we're going to have that we put on our different graphs. Okay. What is the next word that we have here? It's bar graph. Good. So a bar graph is a type of graph that has bars going up like that, and then it just has either a word or one number underneath each bar. So here they have different words. So they have orange and banana and different types of fruit. So you can use any words that go with your graph. Okay. And what is our last word? Go ahead and read it. We have a circle graph. We did this in the first lesson at school. We talked about circle graphs and we made a circle graph. Okay, so each one of these sections that are shaded differently go with a different type of either number or word that it goes with. So it goes with different categories, okay? So this darker shaded one could be the number of blackberries that people like. And this next one could be a number of bananas that people like, okay? So it goes with each one, and they're different percents too, okay? We won't be going over this one in our lesson today, but we'll need it for the future, all right? Good. So we're gonna have all our vocab words up here. And then go ahead and take out, this is for lesson 4, page 14. It should look just like this. This is our task analysis. So we have the steps we're gonna go through today, and we're gonna check them off as we go, all right? So I'm gonna put that right on the board. So you're gonna wanna keep that to the side, all right? Okay, the next page should be page 15. Looks just like this. Go ahead and get yours out. It should say math story right at the top. Okay. So go ahead and take some time to read the story aloud. Right? I'll give you some time to read that. If you need to, you can press the pause button if you need some more time, but I'll give you a good amount of time to read it aloud on here. Okay? So go ahead and start reading with James. That's for the first word. Go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to read the story aloud to you now, okay? So as I read, I want you to follow along with your finger, okay? James is starting to investigate job options for when he graduates from high school. He is interested in working at a local bookstore. He is also interested in working in a local business office. Although he thinks he would like both jobs, he wants to know more about how much money each job typically pays. The more money a job pays per hour, the more money James will earn in each paycheck. To determine the job he should apply for to earn the most money he can, James asked 20 people, 10 from each job, how many dollars they make per hour. The data set below shows their answers. Okay, so we're looking at data set 1. This is for the people who work in bookstores. James asked 10 people who work at a local bookstore and how much money they make per hour. Here's what they said. So here we have our data set, all the amounts that they make. All right, so you have $10, $9, $8, $9, $10, $10, $9, $10, 11, and 12. All right, so look at data set number 2. This is for the people who work in offices. Okay, James asked 10 people who work at a business office how much money they make per hour. Here's what they said. So this is another data set we have, and the amounts that people make per hour. Okay, so we have $10, $10, 12, 11, 13, 10, 9, 9, 9, and 9. All right. So our first step was to listen or read to the math story. Okay, so on our task analysis sheet, page 14, we're going to check off, I'm going to use a darker marker, we're going to check off step 1. Okay, so go ahead and check off your step 1. All right. So what does it say for step 2? What do we have to do? Go ahead and tell me. Step 2 is to identify the problem. So look in your math story, and what do you think we're trying to figure out? What does James want to figure out? What is he asking? So go ahead in the story and look for it. What is James asking? What is he trying to figure out? If you can't find it yet, I'll give you a hint. It's in the first paragraph, the first section right here. So look in there. What do you think? I'm going to circle mine right here. You can circle yours if you want to. Okay, the problem is, I circled how much money each job typically pays. Right there, first paragraph. Okay. And now we're going to write that right here on the side. So if you want to write it, you can. Or Gary and Ashlyn, in the Ziploc bag that says page 15, you should have the words that go right here. So you can glue that in. I'll write it on the board so you can see it a little bit bigger. You're going to write how much money each job typically pays. Typically pays. So go ahead and write that right on the side under step 2. How much money each job typically pays. All right, go ahead and do that just like how I did mine. How much money each job typically pays. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can just put it to the side. We're going to need the numbers a little bit later. All right, and that was step 2, so we can check off step 2, identify the problem. So on your task analysis sheet, we're going to just check off step 2. Okay, the next one we're going to is page 16. It says dot plot data set number 1 at the top. So go ahead and take that one out. And on page 15, where it has our data sets, which one says data set number 1 on it? We're looking at that one first. Which one says data set number 1? Right, it's the top one right here. Data set number 1. All right. What does it say next to data set number 1? Right next to it, right here. It says bookstore workers, okay? So for step 3, on page 16, we're going to title the axis of the graph, okay? So the axis is going to be this side right here, the x-axis, right here. Remember, it's horizontal, right? Okay. So what do you think we're going to title it? What are they finding right here in data set number 1? What are they finding? They're finding the dollars per hour for bookstore workers. So we're going to put that right at the bottom here, Okay, so Gary and Ashlyn, you should also have a Ziploc bag that has page 16 on it, and we're gonna glue down the ones that says dollars per hour for bookstore workers. Okay, so go ahead and write or glue it right there. I'm gonna write it too so you guys can see. So just like this right here. Dollars per hour for bookstore workers. Okay, and I'm gonna write it on my big one up here too, so you guys can see it a little bit. Dollars per hour for bookstore workers. All right. So you should have that written down on your paper, dollars per hour for bookstore workers. That's for data set 1. Okay. So that was step 3. So go ahead and check off step 3. And now we're looking at step 4. Okay. What does step 4 say on your paper? Go ahead and read it. What does step 4 say? We need to set up the graph. So we need to put all of our numbers at the bottom here. Okay? So we're going to put our spread on the paper. We need to figure out our spread first. Okay? So if we look at our data set 1, here, I can write it on the board so you can see it a little bit better. Go ahead and look at data set 1 and find the smallest number. The smallest number. Did you guys find the smallest number on there? I think I see it. 8. 8 is the smallest number. What's the biggest number you see? The biggest number. So we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Do we see 13? Do you see 13? No? So 12 is our biggest number. Okay? So our spread, let me write it down here. Spread is from 8 to 12. Our spread is from 8 to 12. Okay? So we know our numbers are going to go from 8 all the way to 12 on the graph. So on here, we're going to write right at the bottom, we're going to start with 8, our smallest number, and either glue or write that one down. We're going to start with 8, and then our next number is 9. We're going to go right in order. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We're not going to use the rest of those boxes because our spread only goes from 8 to 12. Okay? So go ahead and write that down. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now we're going to make, well, actually, did we finish step 4? Step 4 was to set up the graph, so we have to determine the spread, which we did, right? And then we have to add number or interval values to the graph. So we have to add our numbers to the graph here. Did we do that? Yes. All right. So we did step 4. Go ahead and check that off. Now we're on step 5. Now we have to graph the data. So here we're just going to be plotting the dots for our dot plot here. Okay? So let's plot our dots. So we're going to start in order with the first number in our data set. So we have a 10 here. We have our 10. So we're going to put a circle where it says 10 on the graph. Okay, so go ahead and find 10. And we're going to put a circle right above it, our big dot. So here you can use your dot marker to make your dot, or you can draw a big circle, okay, just like I did. All right, what's our next number here? Right here. We have 9, so we're going to put another dot where it says 9. Good. Our next number is 8, so we're going to put a dot where it says 8. All right. What's our next one? We got 9 again. So we already have one dot on 9, so we're going to go above it and put another dot on 9. All right, our next one is 10. So we're going to put a dot right above where it says 10. Okay, and we're going to keep going until all of our numbers are done. So our next number is 10. So put another dot where it says 10. And then we have 9. So we're going to put another dot where it says 9. And then our next number is 10. So we're going to put another dot above 10 here. Okay, and our next one is 11. So find your 11. Put a dot right there. And then our last number, we have 12. Let's put a dot right above 12. All right. And we finished. We finished graphing the data. Okay, so make sure your graph looks just like this one. We have one dot under 8. We have 1, 2, 3 above 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 above 10. We have 1 for 11 and 1 for 12. So it looks just like that. Make sure yours look just like that. All right. So we did step 5, so we can go ahead and check that one off. All right. What does it say for step 6? It says we have to calculate the mode. Do you remember what the mode is? It's the number with the most dots that we have here. The most. Okay, so which one has the most? Which one's the tallest? What do you think? I think 10 is our tallest one, right? It goes the highest. Okay, so our mode here is going to be 10. And it tells us to write that, let's see, on the data table. Let's see what page it's on. I think it's the very last one. The data table is page 20, the last paper. So go ahead and take that one out. Page 20. And we're going to write that under data set 1. We're going to write 10. So we're going to put that where it says mode for data set 1. Gary and Ashlyn, you should also have another Ziploc bag that says page 20. And we're just going to take out the number that says 10 and then go ahead and glue that on there. Okay, so you should just look just like this. The mode, which is the most number, the highest number. And for data set 1, it's 10. All right, let's go ahead and put that on there. And then we're going to put this paper aside because we're going to come back to it. All right? Okay. Now we're going to go to page 17 is for the dot plot for data set number 2. Let's go ahead and take that one out. For data set number 2. Okay, so we found the mode. That was step 6. Missed that one. Step 6. So we can check that one off. Okay, so you should have this paper out, page 17. I'm going to flip this over as you guys do that. Okay, so this is our new dot plot right here for data set number 2. So first we have to title the axis again. So we have our x-axis right at the bottom, and we're going to title that for data set number 2. So if we look back at our data set right here, data set number 2, what does it say right next to the data set? It says office workers. Okay, so this is the dollars per hour for the office workers instead. So we're going to write that same thing right here at the bottom. And Gary and Ashlyn, you should have a Ziploc bag that says page 17, and it's going to have the dollars per hour in it. Okay. So we're going to write dollars per hour for our office workers. For office workers. Dollars per hour for office workers. So go ahead and write that one down or glue it down. Dollars per hour for office workers. And as you start doing that, I'm going to write down our data set for number 2 on the board. Okay, so on our paper it says that was step 3. So we're going back to step 3 and we're going to check it off again. I'm going to put the check right next to it. Okay? All right. So we titled our axis. So step 4, we have to set up the graph again. Okay? So first we have to find our spread. So do you remember what we have to do first to find the spread? What did we say last time? We have to find the smallest number, the lowest number we have. So look at our data set, and which one is the smallest number? I see we have a bunch of 9s here, right? I'm just going to circle 1. 9 is our smallest number. Okay, what do we have to do next to find our spread? We have to find the biggest number, the biggest one we have. So go ahead and look. What do you think is the biggest one we have? We have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Do we have a 14? Does it go up to 14? Nope. So 13 is our biggest number. Okay, so our spread is 9 to 13. 9 to 13. Okay? Good. So on our graph here, we're going to start with our lowest number. Okay? So either write or glue down the piece of paper for our numbers. So we're going to have 9. What comes after 9? 10. 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, right? It doesn't go past 13. We stop right at 13. And we're not going to use the rest of the boxes right here, okay? All right, so go ahead and do that. Yours should look just like mine. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, now we're going to put our dots on here. Actually, we finished step 4 again, didn't we? Step 4, I'm going to put another check right next to it. We did step 4. So step 5 is to graph the data. We got to put our dots on there for our dot plot. Okay, so look at our data set. What's the first number we have here? We have 10, so we're going to put a dot right here for 10. Our next one, we have 10, put another dot for 10. And our next one, we have 12, so put a dot above 12. We're going to keep going until they're all finished. Our next number is 11. Put a dot above 11. And our next one is 13. Let's put a dot above 13. Next is 10. Put a dot above 10. Then we have 9. Put a dot above 9. We have 9 again. So we're going to put another dot above 9. We have another 9. Put another dot above 9. And our last one is 9 again. So put one more dot right above 9. Okay, good. Go ahead and finish doing that. You should have one that looks just like mine. So for 9, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. For 10, we have 1, 2, 3 dots. For 11, we have 1. For 12, we have 1. And for 13, we have 1. Good. All right, go ahead and finish that up. And we did step 5 again. So go ahead and check off step 5. All right. So we have to do step 6. We have to calculate the mode, which is the value with the most dots. So which one has the most dots here? Which one's the highest? The tallest one on here. What do you think? Let's see. I think 9 is our tallest one. We have 4 dots right here. It's our tallest one. So on the last page, page 20, that has our data table, we're going to put down our mode for data set 2. Okay, so go ahead and take this one out again. Gary and Ashlyn, you should go ahead and take out the Ziploc bag again that says page 20 and just take out the number that says 9 and glue that right next to where it says 10. So we're going to put 9 is our mode, the number with the most dots that we have here. 9. All right. And put that back to the side. And we did step 6, calculate the mode. So we're going to check off that again. Okay, go to the next page, page 18. Should say mean data set number 1. We're going to calculate the mean. Do you guys remember what the mean means? The mean. It means the average. Average is another word for it, mean or average. And that means we have to add up all of our numbers on here and then divide by how many we have. Okay? So we're looking at data set number 1. Let me write down our data set number 1 again. Gary and Ashlyn, you can go ahead and take out the Ziploc bag that says page 18 on it as I write down data set number 1. So we have 10, 9, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. So all these numbers here, we're going to put in on this paper right here, page 18. We're going to put in all these boxes, okay? So I'm going to put them in this order and just put them in all these boxes right here, in these 2 rows. Just like this. We have 10, 9, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. All right. Now we're going to need our calculator. So go ahead and pull out your calculator, and we're going to add all those up. So go ahead and turn it on, and we're going to put 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 9 plus 10 plus 11 plus 12, and then hit the equal sign. What does it equal? What do you think? What did you get? I'm going to write mine off to the side. I got 98. So I just wrote mine right off to the side, just so I remember. Okay? And now we have to figure out the total number of numbers that we have. So we're going to count how many numbers we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to write 10 right at the bottom. 10, okay? So now in your calculator, we're going to clear it. So our number was 98. So type 98. And then we're going to do divided by. That's this symbol right here. Divided by. And we're going to divide it by 10. 98 divided by 10. And then hit equals. Okay, what did you get? So my calculator says 9.8. But since we're talking about money here, what do you think we need to do with our decimal places? How many decimal places do you think we should have? We should have 2. So I wrote 9.80, $9.80. Okay, so I write it just like that, $9.80. All right. And now we need to write our mean in the data table. So pull out our data table on page 20 again. And we're going to write our mean right here. Okay, so write 9.80. $9.80. Just like that. Okay, good. And we'll put that back to the side. We'll come back to it later. And we did step 7. So we did step 7 for data set 1. So I'm going to check it off once. And we're done with page 18. So now we're on page 19. So we're finding the mean for data set number 2 now. Okay? Data set number 2. Go ahead and get that out. I'm going to write down data set number 2 on here. Okay. So now we're going to write our data set in the boxes on page 19. We're going to put all of our numbers in the boxes here. So go ahead and do that. Ashlyn and Gary, you should have another Ziploc bag that says page 19, and that has all of our numbers in it. Okay? So we have 10, 10, 12, 11, 13, 10, 9, 9, 9, 9. All right, so yours should look just like this. We have 10, 10, 12, 11, 13, 10, 9, 9, 9, and 9. Okay, so now we have to add them up in our calculator again. So get your calculator out and clear it. And now we're going to add. So we're going to put in 10 plus 10 plus 12 plus 11 plus 13 plus 10 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, one more, plus 9, and then hit equals. What'd you get? I'm going to write it right off to the side again. What'd you get? You get 102, 102. Good. Okay. Now we have to figure out how many numbers we have in total, how many boxes we have filled up here. Okay, so let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 numbers, so we're going to write 10 right here. So go ahead and put 10. Okay, so we have 10 different numbers. So we're going to need our calculator again, hit clear, and we're going to write 102 divided by, remember that's the symbol right here, divided by 10. 102 divided by 10. What did you get? I got 10.2 in my calculator. But remember, this is money, right? So how many decimal places does money have? It has 2 decimal places. So we're going to write 10.20 or $10.20. Okay, so write yours just like that, $10.20. All right. Okay, so we did step 7 again. Calculate the mean and add it to the data table. We still got to add it to the data table, don't we? So pull out page 20 again. We're going to add it to the data table. Okay, so we're going to put 10.20. Alexis and Gary, again, it'll be in the Ziploc bag that says page 20. And take out the 10.20 or $10.20. All right. So we finished step 7. And now we're going to stay on page 20. What is step 8? We have to analyze the data and state the solution to the math story problem. Okay, so we're going to read the first question right here that says, do both jobs pay at least one worker $9 per hour? Do both jobs pay at least one worker $9 an hour? Okay, so we're going to look at our data set again. So this is page 15 with the story and our data sets. If we look at data set 1, do they pay someone $9 per hour? Do you see anyone that says $9 on here? Let's look. I think I see a couple. I'm going to circle them for you so you can see them right here. They do pay people $9 an hour. They pay 3 people $9 an hour. Okay, so for our question on page 20, do both jobs pay at least one person $9 an hour? And for data set 1, we did find that they paid 3 people $9 an hour. So we're going to put yes here. Yes, just like that. Okay, now we're going to look at data set 2. On here, look at data set 2. Do they pay anybody $9 an hour? Do you find anywhere where it says 9 right here? $9. Let's look. I'm going to circle mine where it says $9. Right here. So there are 4 people where they pay them $9 an hour. $9 an hour. Okay. So our question was, do both jobs pay at least one worker $9 an hour? And we found that, yeah, they pay 4 people $9 an hour. So we're going to put yes. Just like that. So both of those will be yes. Okay, now we're going to look at the last question. Based on the data he collected, which job should James apply for to try to earn the most money he can? Which one do you think it is? So if he wants to earn the most money he can, do you think he'll take the job where it pays him $9.80 per hour or $10.20 per hour? Which one is more? So if we just look at the first numbers, we have 9 and 10. Which one's bigger, 9 or 10? It would be 10, right? So he would probably take the job that pays $10.20 instead of the one that pays $9.80, right? Because $10 is more than $9. So we're going to put a check mark in the one that says $10.20. Okay, just like that. Just put a check in this one for data set 2. All right, and that was step 8. So go ahead and check off step 8. Nice. All right. That should be everything. Go ahead and put your papers back in order. I'm going to put mine back in order here too. And we finished. Good job, guys. Thank you for working with me through this next lesson that we had. All right. It was a little bit longer than the first one because here we had 2 data sets, right? All right. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your long break.